PWHL has announced June 16th will mark the opening of free agency. And Cheryl, for the PWHL and the talent that's available in the free agent market this year, will get your shopping cart ready because there is a plethora of talent available for all 8 teams. So let's work through some of the top 5 free agents that we think would be great adds to these teams. And let's start with goaltending. We look at the expansion teams in particular. Schroeder and Mashmeyer have been signed, but they'll certainly need a backup goaltender as well. And also, with the way the league is moving, very much could be a 1A, 1B situation. And with the talent available, that might be the way the league is moving. So you have to think Matty Rooney, who is available of the Minnesota Frost, could receive some phone calls here, not only from the expansion teams, but also some of the original 6 as well.
Listen, she's played for the U.S. national team for a reason, and you just watched her win the Walter Cup in an outstanding performance through that final, along with Nicole Hensley. But I thought she was absolutely fantastic, confident in the crease. And you're right, Kenzie. I mean, this is a 30-game season, so it's who is playing well right now, and that's who goes in between the pipes. And I think Matty Rooney would be an exceptional choice right now. She has the pedigree. She's won. She's come up huge when the moment has mattered the most, and the lights have been shining the brightest on her. So why wouldn't you want Matty Rooney? I mean, you can talk about consistency, and you look at the goaltenders across the league there. Consistency has been something to be talked about, but overall, the way that she finished and her body of work throughout the season and into the end of the season when it mattered the most was excellent. So I'd be looking at her, no question.
Other available goaltenders through free agency: Elaine Chuli, Sandra Abstreiter, and Klara Peslarova, who, of course, is very familiar with Seattle general manager Megan Turner, having played with her for the Fleet here this past season. So I'll be interested to see if maybe we'll see Peslarova go to Seattle. She is certainly eager for more playing time next season. Okay, speaking of forwards, how about the inaugural recipient of the Billie Jean King MVP award and top forward, Natalie Spooner? To think, Cheryl, maybe she could wound up in a brand new market. We don't know, but she is a strong power forward. And when it comes to power plays and you see Natalie Spooner net front, look out. She could be very valuable for teams.
Well, and look where she scores majority of her goals, right? Even coming back from injury, her first 2 goals on the power play net front. And I think that's something that, you can't take away from an athlete, is just knowing how to get body position. And that's exactly what she does. She can roll off a check. She is physically strong. So I also think that you would want a Natalie Spooner because you want a heaviness on every single line in this league. Someone who can drive that puck north. I mentioned it earlier. You drive that puck north, even if you run out of real estate, you draw coverage with you. You open up high ice. So I think that when you have a player like Natalie Spooner, who not only has been there, done that, but she also adds a lightness to the room, right? There's a certain chemistry, a culture that Natalie Spooner brings alongside her. You see her smiling all the time. She brings the work ethic. So I think her entire body of work and her ability to get sticks on pucks down low in zone, what GM wouldn't be looking at that as something to add to their roster?
For one hometown talent and Natalie Spooner with the Scepters, let's think of Hannah Miller here, who's been playing for the Scepters, but is from British Columbia. And what a fun story that would be if she moved over and signed with Vancouver. I mean, hey, she'd be a perfect fit. They could really use some skill, some finish from a forward. So maybe we could see Hannah Miller move when free agency opens.
Well, and just look at her year and her body of work, right? And it earned her an opportunity with the Canadian national team. And because her ability to score and finish, and I mentioned it earlier that this Vancouver team, when I look at it collectively, I'm saying to myself, okay, offense from the blue line, but I think they need more of an offensive punch up front. And I think, whether she's in the 1 hole, the 2 hole, I mean, she is versatile. She can also play the flank on the power play. She can shoot from distance, and she can put the puck in the net. And when you can put the puck in the net, you're sought after no matter where you're playing. So I absolutely think a homecoming for Hannah Miller would be welcome, because I also think that she'd be addressing a need.
We touched on these 5 players here, these free agents. They're all on expiring contracts. And in that exclusive signing windows, all teams were able to speak with these players on expiring contracts. So you have to wonder why maybe that's part of the reason we didn't see Hannah Miller sign in that exclusive signing windows, because she probably was speaking with Scepter. She was probably maybe even speaking with other teams. So because there was a lot of dialogue happening in that exclusive signing window, could be a reason why we haven't seen any of these players move so far to these new teams in that exclusive signing window. Another player who, Cheryl, when we did our mock expansion process, we had signed her in the exclusive signing window forward, Michaela Cava from Thunder Bay. She spent 2 seasons now with the Frost. She could really be a valuable piece to a new team.
Playoff performer. Need I say more? IQ, and has the ability to read off anyone on the ice. And you can't say that about everyone. And it's just a natural instinct for her to get to where that puck is going to be. So her puck touches are high. When I look at her off the puck, you watch her, and we had the fortunate opportunity to be at ice level for so many of these games. And my eyes draw to her because of where she goes on the ice relative to where the puck is, whether it's on a diagonal, whether it's just, eyeing up, whether it's, a net drive. Her ability to get her stick available. Her body may not be available, but she gets her stick available. And so those are the nuances and details of her game that would align her with a top player in the game, right? Someone who's creative, someone who knows how to make plays and distributes the puck. Often you'll see Cava coming through the neutral zone. She slows down. Why? She's like, I need a little help here. So I'm just going to slow down, take a little look-see over my shoulder, make sure I get a little bit of help, draw two, and then dish. So she's got that cerebral element to her game to manipulate her opponent, to draw them to her, which opens up different areas of the ice. But then if she's with the distributor, she also knows how to get to those areas of the ice. So I think this is something instinctually you can't teach, and she's got it. So I would definitely want her on my roster.
I think her speed could really help an expansion team like Seattle. They've got a lot of talent up front, but incorporating some speed with players like Sir Dagny Eldridge could make for an even more incredible forward trio that we're starting to see involved here for Seattle. And lastly, I think Ottawa fans have felt the brunt of some hurt in seeing Mashmeyer now go, Bell as well, Serdachny, and Aneta Terelova. But forward Teresa Vinishova, we've seen her, what she can do with Czechia over the years with the national team. The Ottawa Charge probably wouldn't be, actually, they would not be where they are without her performance this season in the goal scoring department in particular. I mean, the final game of the PWHL finals, she found the back of the net, a clutch goal scorer when it's all on the line. You have to think her phone will be ringing, especially because of the season she was able to put together this year.
I think it's been ringing. It's going to ring. It's going to continue to ring until we know where she's going, Kenz, or whether she's staying. Because when you look at this player and her body of work, yes, you mentioned it. I mean, Ottawa, not being in the position without her that they wound up in. And, you can say that collectively as a group, but just her ability to put the puck in the net. How many times, I know we're marking plays in broadcast because we want to see them again. And typically it's her. It's with a dancing move, right? It's a stick tap, puck in the air. It's a one-on-one play that's so creative because she's got those offensive skills, but she's got the bite. When you put the offensive skills with the bite and the willingness to get to the net, that's a dual combination. That's a double threat. And so when I look at her game, that's what I see. I see someone who, is going to fight for the puck, someone who is really good in small spaces because of the hands that she has and her evasiveness, her elusiveness to be able to feel where the pressure is on her body and to get that puck to spaces where she can protect it. So she's also got a ton of confidence. You'll see her up around the blue line and she's going to hold on to it to make a play. And so overall, this is again a natural goal scorer who can create in that offensive zone. And so when you're looking at goal scoring, that's exactly what you want, someone to create. You saw her on the power play. You saw sort of the chemistry with Brianne Jenner. So constantly looking for one another. Vinishova obviously looking for that one-timer on the flank on the power play. So you can see her, in playing in all areas of the game, but in particular, not just 5-on-5, but this is an area, especially teams, which I think certainly need to elevate. And I think that she can be, a key cog in the specialty team wheel, if you will, to be able to put the puck in the net.
Look, we really only identified 5 here, but also you have to think Susanna Tapani, Katie Tabin, Victoire defender as well, could very well be available to other teams. But I mean, I look at Boston, they've already lost Knight, they've lost Bilka. They will probably do whatever it takes to keep Susanna Tapani at this point.
Oh, yeah. And one of the things you look at, right? You're looking at your goaltending and you look at your blue line. But when you're looking at your forward group, you build down the middle, right? You build down the middle. And so Susanna Tapani has that, right? She's a center and she's got incredible speed. You've seen her score some huge goals. So overall, with her body of work and the pace to her game, I think that she has been sought after. There's no question in my mind that she's been talked to, and I would not be surprised to see her go here because of what she can bring on and off the puck. She can align with top players, in the world. We've seen her how long with Team Finland playing alongside the likes of Karvinen, playing along the sides of Petra Nieminen. So this is an athlete that, depending on where she is, she can be strong in the dot, she can win faceoffs, but then also she can create. I think she's a natural distributor, but she does like to get she's not afraid to put the puck on the net either. So I think just her whole body of work, but it's her pace, it's her speed. I think when she gets a straightaway and she gets speed underneath it, she can transport. So someone you can carry through the neutral zone and get those entries in zone. So to gain the offensive blue line. So when I'm looking at Susanna Tapney, I'm saying to myself as a GM, wow, I want to build down the middle. I'm looking at her.
Well, hey, you touched on it. Tapney, part of that Finnish international team. Michelle Karvinen, who declared for the draft. Who knows? Maybe they will be teammates here in an upcoming PWHL season. As we mentioned, June 16th is when free agency opens across the league. We'll find out if Spooner stays in Toronto. Will Miller go to Vancouver? Will Cava stay in Minnesota? It'll all be determined in a few weeks.